Humanity to man portrayed on the screen so
What's up,
vividly
everybody?
that
It's
you
your
flinch.
Killer B.
This man showed no mercy.
You gotta win some, burn them up.
Of his victims. He
No,
was
I'm about to
called
do that
the
tonight. I got a
witch-finder
can full
general.
of flames. How soon we forget. This how soon we forget. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Now's that perfect time to hit that like button. Super chat. Super thanks. Memberships. You want to support this channel, you like what you hear, you want to get behind the Killer B, the goddamn West General, you see right there at the bottom of the screen, Cash App, $ Coke Busters. You hit me up and you get added to this list. So your name will be shown on every video that I do from here on out. Or you hit the memberships and stuff. You show me a little bit more love. So, with that, kick my theme music. I'll be right back. We got a hell of a show tonight. Double header.
We can't die. I know what y'all said.
Let's go.
But eternally, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said. But your cult gonna leave people dead. Claim y'all don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be felons. Y'all words are lepers. On YouTube, acting precious. This the nexus. Feel the sun from the solar plexus. Taste the breakfast. Finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
And what line of business might you be in?
God's business. Witch finding.
Witch finding. Oh, that's
Y'all
nice. That's
looking for
very
that next buzz or some hugs. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should have stayed on the floor. Y'all know no origins. Laugh at orphans, even though we got royal blood coursing. No more horsing. Real life's more important. Y'all speaking curses on yourself. Claiming God and no one else. Blast you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. I see him do it. Look, y'all claim and learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Lips caught up with a hook. Spooky beats drive me wild. Get stabbed from a knife holding child. Old man, old style. Used to pull kelp out the Nile. And I did it with a smile. Fake bruise, smell vile. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After a while, seeing gypsies on trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming brew. Unglued and unglued. Expose their actions fully. Call me a bully, but that's fine. This is how you get bullied straight from the mind. Burning them. Sweet cats out there. Don't even have faith in y'all. They claim they read all this, that they know all this. Claiming they speaking languages, speaking curses.
Be the first to see it. Be the first to talk about it. The Witchfinder General.
Let's get some more people in here. Let me play it on back. Let's play it on back.
That you flinch. This man showed
Come on,
no
y'all.
mercy in the pursuit and
Share this video. Hit that like button.
He was called the Witchfinder General.
Witch finding ain't easy. Fucking tricky. Get this one. Y'all can get your heads locked, spin away like frisbee. Intelligence agencies tracing. Seeing what I did lately, amazing. They not seeing all the sheep grazing. Flaming pins of Josh, get rocked. Mountaintops go flop. Right enough, fight enough. Yet I'm so nice when I expose. Fuck y'all clothes, costume shop rolls. Catch info like a stroll. Feeling old, so grab a switch. I'ma scold my foes cause they snitch. Since they can't ruin me, I'ma ruin them. That chopped off head will still spin. Burning witches in they sin. You can't lie, we can't die. I know what y'all said. Just as flesh decay, but eternally, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said. But your cult gonna leave people dead. Claim y'all don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be felons. Y'all words are lepers. On YouTube, acting precious. This the nexus.
Come on, y'all.
Sun from the solar plexus. Tasting breakfast. Finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
And what line of business might you be in?
God's business. Witch finding.
Which finding? Oh, that's
Y'all
nice.
be
That's
looking for that
very
next buzz or some hugs. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should've stayed on the floor. Y'all know no origins. Laughing orphans, even though we got royal blood coursing. No more horsing. Real life's more important. Y'all speaking curses on yourself. Claiming y'all and no one else. Blast you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. I see him do it. Look, y'all claim and learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Lips caught up with a hook. Spooky beats drive me wild. Get stabbed from a knife holding child. Old man, old style. Used to pull kelp out the Nile. And I did it with a smile. Fake brews, smell vile. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After a while, seeing gypsies on trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming brew. Unglued and unglued. Expose their actions fully. Call me a bully, but that's fine. This is how you get bullied straight from the mind. Burning them.
Sweet cats out there. Don't even have faith in y'all. They claim they read all this, that they know all this. Claiming they speaking languages, speaking curses.
Be the first to see it. Be the first to talk about it. The Witchfinder General. Man's inhumanity to man.
All right. All right, that's enough of that. So, I got a good show for y'all tonight. I got a double header. Make sure you stay tuned in after this show. There'll be a following show after that. Then there'll be an upload. I don't know how long it's going to take me of last night's show. I got kind of screwed up. Somebody thought that was funny and stuff and tried to disrupt the show, but I was going to take the video down anyway. So looking stupid. So, we're going to talk about something that a lot of my listeners never heard before, right? Never heard this information before. I knew it. I grew up on it, right? And I live in the region where all this stuff went down. So I could give you a firsthand point of view of the energy that was going on, right? So let me get some help out here. All right. Let me put my link here in the chat. I got a new rule here. So anybody that wants to come on and talk with me, that's on the supporters list that's scrolling down there at the bottom, or a member, or somebody that know me personally, know what I'm saying? You'll have no issues getting on the show. The link there for all the people that I don't know, don't want to show their face and stuff like that. Guess what? You gotta hit that goddamn Cash App. I hate to say, I hate to do it, but that's what it's got to come to now, right? You know, don't blame me. Don't blame me. Blame the fuck shit. So, hold on. Let me get a couple more shares out here before I begin, because this is gonna be a deep show. This is gonna be real deep. And y'all gonna be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know all that shit." And last night's show, I was talking about Kanye West, right? And then my internet all janky. Let me double check here. Make sure I'm all right. Make sure it ain't all janky. So, okay, let me get a couple more shares in here and I'll quit on y'all. Give me 1 second here. All right. Okie dokie. So, well, let me text 2 people here. We get this thing on the road. Sorry, I was rushing the whole time. Get Neggy on up in here. And old girl. All right. Marky Mark. Mr. Mark Walberg. Big time superstar. Big time actor. One of the first Caucasian boy bands that infiltrated the black music sector, right? At the time, I want to make sure that this thing here, I'm being heard too. So give me 1 second here. Make sure I'm all right. Why this nigga texting me shit I don't care about. Moms, get some people up in here. Get some people up in here. Let me make sure here things doing right here. All right. Make sure I can hear myself. Make sure nothing janky. I think shit's janky. Okay, all right, we good. All right, we Gucci. So, I'm gonna cover this up and lower the volume. All right. Now, Mark Walberg, right? 3 people. Thank you. All right, in a second. What's up, Shavian? In a second, I'll let you in there. I will do my rant first. Thank you. We got 3 people in here. Hit that like button on the way in. Please share this video so we get some more people up in here and watch it, right? Like the video, share, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. All right, we got some more people up in here. Hit that like button. This is going to be a powerful show. I'm going to bust y'all heads open tonight. Going to bust y'all heads open to the white meat. God damn it. Right? So we're going to be talking about Mark Wahlberg, right? For those of y'all who don't know, the actor Walberg started his fame with the boy band New Kids on the Block that was founded and produced by no other than the black producer Maurice Starr. Maurice Starr was also responsible for finding the R&B group New Edition, right? And who is now actually one of the members of New Edition, live right out here, live near me, like literally live like really close to me. I have some friends in Boston that are a little older than me that grew up in New Edition, right? They're good friends with all the members of the group. So I got a little inside scoop on what that Boston area is about. I got a chance to work in Boston, visit Boston, and work with people from that area, right? And I'm going to tell you a little something. Mark Wahlberg is not who he's portraying himself to be, right? And what I'm going to show y'all tonight is going to disgust y'all. It's going to really disgust you. And like I said, a lot of you people, some of y'all are younger, you don't know what really happened back in the 80s, right? So, New Kids on the Block, right? The Right Stuff. If y'all don't know, right? They were bad. Everybody was listening to them. A lot of the black people were listening to them. Now, at that time, things were divided. Black people didn't listen to white music, just like it is now. But things have kind of merged. You know, we got a lot of Caucasian people that embrace black music. Back then, you didn't have that. And it was only a couple instances that brung people, these 2 races together with music, right? You had Run DMC collabing with Aerosmith with Walk This Way, and at that time, MTV started out pretty goddamn bigoted. They finally let their first black person on MTV network, and that was Michael Jackson. And MTV always mixed the music up, right? So we knew about rock groups like Poison, Twisted Sister, what's another one? The Ramones, back in the early 80s and stuff like that, playing on MTV. Black people didn't necessarily went out and brought the music. They didn't necessarily go out and buy the music, but we knew of the music. we knew the songs. David Lee Roth, AC/DC and stuff, right? And then you had Run DMC coming out with the hip hop music, right? Collab with Aerosmith. That did it, right? Then you had groups like Public Enemy come out, right? And do a collab with the thrash band Anthrax, right? And that took a lot of people that listened to that, like the more heavier rock and roll, like what you would call like punk or thrash music at the time, right? That was a little different from heavy metal and brung them in. And Public Enemy had, which I'm going to do another video on. I'm going to do a video that's associated with Public Enemy and this whole Kanye West thing. So this is why I'm doing this, talking about Kanye West with things he said, right? Y'all know what he said, right? And the video I did last night where I supported him. And from the, I've done videos before where I say the motherfucker disgusted me for what he said about this whole Hebrew Israelite cult thing. And I feel that he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know anything about the cult, but he has taken, if y'all heard me caught last night's stream, I will upload that video again sometime tonight and tomorrow or tomorrow morning, right? And what I said was that what I think is that statement was the beginning of a movement that he was trying to make that didn't have nothing to do with Hebrew Israelites, but was taking the blueprint of a cult and using it to push his agenda. They said this man was worth $6 billion, right? And within a blink of an eye, they said, I don't know how true this is, they say he's down to 400 million. From 6 billion to 400 million, right? So what I figured, what this man was doing, in a way, was kind of like what Prince did, or he was making a Prince Michael Jackson move. Now, he could get out of them motherfucking from the devils, right? From the devils, that's what I'm gonna say. From the devils, he could get out from under the devil by making that statement, and he's gonna find his friends. So when you got money, you got a bunch of people all around you. I'm getting in a bucket mark. Y'all gonna bust your heads open tonight. Y'all keep tuned in now. You're gonna let me have somebody come up here. Yo, somebody hit the link. I'm scary. Hit the link. I'll let you on later. Lacharian or whatever fuck your name is. So hit the link. I got the link in the chat. So shout me out. Hit the link if you can. If you're not at work. So I just want to make sure that I'm still popping. I'm not still popping. Let me see something here. So y'all can't hear me? Let me know y'all motherfuckers can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Don't leave me sit here just looking for y'all to answer and shit. Can y'all answer quickly, please? Just want to make sure. All right, there you go. All right, you can hear me okay, right?
Yeah.
Just let me know right away if I start sounding crazy, like start sounding weird. All right, so all right, let me turn this shit down. All right, so what I believe he's doing is getting out from under all the motherfucking contracts that was enslaving him. Give him some goddamn money. But you can just imagine if somebody writing that check, how much money they making. If somebody could write a check for $2 billion, imagine how much money they gonna make, right? And that's none of your goddamn business. It ain't none of your business, right? You signed the thing, but there's a lot of other things that come along with that, right? Now, he's been dropped from Adidas Adidas now gonna take his goddamn shoe and do the fuck they want with it. Right? Without his design, his product. His product, right? Now, it's a strong man that would do some shit like that and lose it all. Now, he made a statement I saw this morning that he apologized. He said it was God that did this. It was a humbling moment that he said what he said and how quickly he had all of this. And he used, like I've heard him say it, when people would criticize him and he'd be like, well, you broke. You broke. Look white people right in the face like you broke. Broke. Right? So he said that God took that money away. Right? To humble him. Right? And he's not ashamed of it. Right? He shouldn't be. He said it. Just like I ain't ashamed of shit I said. Right? I'm going to let you know. What's up, Shamian? I'll let you up. All right. So what I believe he was doing was creating a movement to maybe push other black entertainers, athletes, businessmen to start doing things for themselves, right? And maybe not just only black ones, but other people that has been caught in the trap of the devil. That's been caught in the trap. You know what I'm saying? So, goddamn, everybody done cleared out good. So, now the Marky Mark, right? I find it real strange that Marky Mark has been charged with 2. Actually, I believe it was 3 hate crimes. 3 hate crimes. 3. Right? While he was in New Kids on the Block. While he was in the group.
Okay, so Marky Mark was not in New Kids on the Block, though.
Yes,
No, Marky Mark was not in New Kids on the Block, though. His brother was.
What year was New Kids on the Block started?
Like, I don't know, like 80, 88, 89?
No, 86.
Okay, but he was not.
Pull it up right now. Hold on, I'm going to put it up right now. New Kids on the Block. Boy band. Started. Okay. Started Dorchester. It was 1984. Wait, hold on. I got to double check. We hit Wikipedia. Patrol was 86, 87. We're going to double check. It was Massachusetts. It started in 84 to 1994. Years active, 1984 to 1994. So, like I said, Mark Walberg was in New Kids on the Block when he committed these crimes. The first crime. Mark Walberg. There we go. The first crime is when he chased a bunch of black students. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should pull it up on the screen. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Let me put it up on the screen here so I can share the screen. Some people think bullshit. Okay, Mark Walberg arrest. All right, here we go. Share my screen here. let's see Nagy up in. Hold on one second, Nagy. It's 8:30. These motherfuckers out here still trying to trick or treat. All right. Let me get Nagy up in here. All right. Oh, there you go, Nagy. All right. Now, let's take a look at this here. Mark Wahlberg's history of hate crimes resurfaces following George Floyd tribute post, right? CBD, okay, all right. As a teenager, Walberg was twice charged with hate crimes. In 1986, Walberg, then 15, and a group of friends threw rocks and shouted racial slurs at a black group of fourth graders. Specifically, Walberg was accused of yelling, "Kill the niggas." The incident resulted in Walberg and two of his friends being issued a civil rights injunction. 2 years later, Walberg was arrested after attacking two Vietnamese men while trying to steal beer. Walberg called one man a Vietnam effing, I guess that shit, and hit him over the head with a 5-foot wooden stick and punched the other man in the face, in addition to making comments about his slant-eyed looks. Now, let me tell you about the area where this happened, right? Hold on a second. Let me tell you about this. Was Boston, Massachusetts. My father was a truck driver, right? And his route went to Boston, Massachusetts every day. 6 days a week he worked where he was area. And I used to always hear him talk about the racism in Boston. Anytime I mentioned, because skateboarding, there was a huge skateboarding scene in Boston, Massachusetts. Huge skateboarding scene. And I used to always wanted to go to Boston, right? Or New York. And my father was like, don't take your ass to motherfucking Boston, right? Just tell me all the time. Later on in life, I became a sales rep for some major skateboard brands, right? And one of our biggest accounts, I'll say the name of the skate shop, Orchard Skate Shop in Boston, Massachusetts, right? And I would speak on the phone with this guy. What was his name? Broderick, or bro, something with a B, right? And we would talk because I was into the whole hardcore punk rock skiing scene, the whole straight edge thing. I was vegan and stuff. So we had a lot in common, right? And I used to speak on the phone with this guy, doing my sales calls and stuff. And it would go way past the business part where we're talking like friends, right? So one of our brands had a tour. And the last stop of the tour was at the skate shop in Boston. So my buddy and I, we rode up there with a couple of other friends and stuff, right? There was an incident that made us really want to go there and stuff. But when we got there, they all greeted us. And the guy that I used to speak to on the phone looked at me, and my buddy's like, yeah, that's him. Like, you be talking to him all the time on the phone, right? You should have saw this man's face. From somebody that was straight edge, vegan, you think you'd be kind of liberal, non-racist, and shit like that. And the music we was into was very non-racist, right? You should have saw the look on his face. You should have saw the look on his face. And my buddy already knew what time it was. He brought me up there to laugh about it. Because the dude had no clue I was black because of the conversation that we was having, which wasn't something typical of a black person to know about, right? And my buddy just says, yeah, he black. Right? With a big old Kool-Aid smile. You know, after that day, this is one of our biggest accounts. We have never received another order from that shop. Now, I got to witness it for the first time. I did a demo on my own one day. I took a bunch of young guys and stuff out here for my distribution company that I ran, right? And we did a demo for a shop out there. And we stopped afterwards. We went to go get something to eat. And we stopped at this pizza restaurant, right? And the guy just was totally talking to us like he did not want us there. It was my black ass, a Hispanic, and a white kid with dreadlocks. And the man made the pizza. I've never tasted a pizza so horrible in my life. It was like he did something else. It was undercooked, literally undercooked. And when we sat down to eat it, he sat there right at the counter looking at us. He said, "What you think? How is it?" Right? And I'm like, yo, that's that fucking Nash shit. That's that Boston shit right there. Right? We like, yeah, all right, motherfucker. Like, know what I'm saying? We left this shit. We was like, yo, we good. We left the shit right on the counter and left. Right? So this whole, I'm going to tell you another story. A relative of mine, their son, their nephew came down here to live. He got us some shit or whatever. He came down here. And me and him, I took him somewhere to hang out. And on the way back, we got off the train, and there was an Irish bar, right? With big shamrock on the shit, whatnot, right? He walks across the street. Everybody still with me?
Yep.
Okay. He walks across the street. I'm like, where the fuck are you going? We live up this way. He's like, I ain't walking about it. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? He's like, hell no. Like, I ain't walk. I'm like, you scared of them motherfuckers? He's like, yeah, we don't do that shit where we live at. They totally stay separate from the white people by all costs, especially the Irish. Now, the Irish people that watch me, right? A lot of people like to say, oh, we ain't had nothing to do with slavery and racism and all that shit. We wasn't even here when that was going on. Bullshit. Number one, your asses was here. Number two, y'all was one of the main motherfuckers going for us when the white man didn't want y'all. Didn't want to hang the other white people that was already here, didn't want to fuck with y'all. And looked at you like they look at me. Y'all heard what I said? The Italians and the Irish was niggas when they first got off that boat. And guess what? The blacks had the upper hand over there. Why? Because the blacks had skilled labor. And these people got off those boats and ain't had no job skills. And then they became jealous because now these black motherfuckers, these monkeys, or whatever they want to call us, right, was taking all the jobs. They were taking all the jobs. So then you had things where there were gangs. They would do riots and beat up Washington Square Park in New York City, in Greenwich Village. They got a plaque right there where the Irish used to hang black people. But they'll tell you, we ain't had nothing to do with that. We ghetto fellas. And that's why they had control of the police. They got into the whole policeman trade and Italians with the fireman trade. And that's why they hold all that shit down. They hold it all down. When you see a cop have a memorial or some shit, what the fuck you see them goddamn bagpipes? The motherfucking bagpipes. That's what you're gonna see. They holding that shit down, and they make sure their family members gonna be employed forever, right? So now you go to Boston, you think house anywhere else in the world, you look housing project, what you see, niggas and Puerto Ricans, niggas and Hispanics. In Boston, they got whole housing projects with nothing but white people. I see recently, in the last couple of months, I went to Boston to do some work, right? And where I was staying at the night at, it was right off the block from a housing project. So I went out there, I was bored. I was like, yo, let me go through the hood, see what the hood like and shit, right? I didn't even tell them where I was going. I was like, yo, I'm going to the store. So I went scrolling through the projects, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't see no niggas. I see some motherfuckers like Puerto Ricans. Right? I come back. I was like, yo, that shit true. I was like, yo, they ain't got no niggas. I'm like, yo, the Puerto Ricans? They was like, hell no. The Portuguese and Irish, motherfucker. Portuguese and Irish. hoods. They rolling around like niggas. Hat turned to the side, Jordans, all that shit. And just like you see Mark Walberg, New Kids on the Block, they was hood as fuck. They was hood as fuck. They dressed like niggas. Like they smell. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. And what you saw.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. You just made a good point. Everyone wants to be one, but they don't want to be one when it comes to bad things. You know, when it comes to being like, you know, someone that's getting hunted down and all that.
Or somebody that want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? You work at a job or whatever. You don't want to be treated like a nigga at the job.
I mean,
I say this about Hispanics all day, and I would never take it back in a million years.
Yeah, that's kind of the funny. That's kind of the funny thing, because I've been treated like that in jobs before. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know it's just ways and shit like that. Yep, and you see the niggas, you see the Puerto Ricans, you see the Dominicans and stuff, and even fucking Jamaicans and Haitians. Even though they black as a motherfucker, the Dominicans can be black darker than me and look you right in your face and say, I ain't black. And they're not saying it as a national thing, meaning they not a black American. They saying we ain't a nigga. We ain't like you. And look you dead square in your face. But when you buy yourself with them, when they buy themselves with you, yo, what's up, yo, my man's and them and stuff. They got the swag, they got the clothes, they want to chill, they want to drink with you, they want to smoke with you, but let the white man walk up. Let the white man walk up on the job and see what happened. He in the motherfucking ear like, yeah, that nigga don't want to do shit. Yo, that nigga ain't doing his job. Just like they talk about the old cool motherfucker and shit, or what they would call a Uncle Tom. Not what Uncle Tom is, because people misrepresent Uncle Tom. But they would pull that shit and leave you looking like, huh? And then look you dead in your face like, I ain't like you, nigga. So this Mark Walberg motherfucker, right, will sit there, do all these crimes, these hate crimes. These are hate crimes. These were children younger than him. Chased these people into, I think it was a restaurant or something. They chased them into. And then caught up with them. They did it the day before or something. Then saw them again and pursued them again and saying, we gonna kill you, nigga. We gonna kill you. We gonna kill you. You see his face right there on the screen? Just imagine that. Now I'm gonna show you when he was younger. And I want you to imagine what was on his mind.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. That's crazy.
Saying, I wanna kill, we gonna kill you.
Yo, how can you say that to another person, let alone a little kid? How can you do that?
With no care. With no care. Right? And this man, he gets away with the black kids. He gets away. He's away. Right? Let me read the rest. Walberg was initially charged with attempted murder. It wasn't until he did it to the Vietnamese people that he was initially charged with attempted murder. But the charge was reduced. It was reduced. You remember me talking last night to the left-hand kitchen magic about how you can get stopped and the cop might put something in your car, or the cop might find something in your car and did it illegally. And now got you in jail. You facing 15 years. They know you ain't got enough money for a lawyer. And they'll say, and they know they got no evidence. There's no way they can win the case in trial, but they know you don't got no money. You done spent everything to get out on bail. You don't got no money for no lawyer. And they said, let's go to trial, you get 15 years. But check this out. We'll reduce the charge. You know it was illegal. You know you didn't have nothing in the car. They put it in the car. And what you gonna do? You're gonna take that 2 years. And the court system wins. They win. They win
And be on
free
probation
labor.
forever.
Say that again.
You take the 2
Say
years,
that
but
again?
you're on probation forever, and you're like it's still like you're in like a wind tunnel, or what is it called? Whatever they call it. It's pipe, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's still
like a circular thing. You
correct.
never get out of it.
Yeah,
You're never free from it.
Yeah, that's totally insane. That's ridiculous.
You're never free from it, right? And
Can
you got this on the record, and your record for the rest of your life. You got a felony for the rest of your life.
Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But the whole thing with what he did, he was yelling at little kids. I can't even believe that.
Yeah. But you know what? They were entertainers. The person that found them, that got them the money, was a black man.
Yeah.
Maurice Starr is a black man. He the one that found doing this shit.
Yeah,
he was a
ridiculous.
major producer.
Yeah, that's just crazy. How does
you know
that
how much
even
money
work
he made after doing this shit? And he helped these little young white boys get off the street. Mark Walberg grew up in a working class family, had 9 kids. The parents got divorced. Right? And you know what? They learned that shit from their parents. They learned that shit from their parents. Some people would feel this his mama died shit. That shit was all over the news and shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. And just like I was saying, my relative he was scared to walk on that side of the street. So it was something that was a system. It was something that was the norm. Where there was no niggas trying to go nowhere near no Irish person. And up here where I live and shit like that, they walking across the street from us. And we won't even be messing with them. We won't even be thinking about their ass.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe that. That's just crazy. Instead
of me walking across the street in the crosswalk and hearing all the car doors locked. Instead of that, these motherfuckers got their hand on the grip in the car, want the nigga to do something so they can smoke their ass in the street. Here, they locking their door.
So do you think they would have gotten away with it if they did?
Yup.
So they wouldn't.
Now, look what happened here, right? Look, let me finish reading. Walberg was initially charged with attempted murder, but the charges were reduced to criminal contempt, which carried a maximum sentence of 10 years. After pleading guilty, that means the witnesses didn't have to testify or none of that shit. Nobody said they arrested this motherfucker. He said, yeah, I did it. I was to kill the motherfuckers. I'm paraphrasing, but it was to that effect. I just read it if I got the exact words. But that's basically what he said. Yeah, I did that shit. I fucked that motherfucker up. I fucked the G-O-O-K up. Because, they get rid of my ass and shit, but let this motherfucker ride. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 2 years in Deer Island House of Corrections in Boston. However, after serving just 45 days in the correctional facility, he was released. He was released. He did 45 fucking days. And he already had a prior of a hate crime. 45 fucking days. This motherfucker's on drunk driving charges in jail longer than fucking 45 days. This motherfucker's that ain't do shit in jail with a bag of weed doing longer than 45 days. This motherfucker had attempted fucking murder. He told these black kids and shit, we gonna kill you. And know what this motherfucker did? This was in 88, 86, he did it to the black kids. 88, he did it to the Vietnamese. And you know what happened in 1990? Know what happened in 1990? He went solo and got another fucking record deal. And endorsements. You remember he was doing Klein? You remember he was doing Klein underwear?
Yo, how does someone go from committing hate crimes?
Y'all forgot about that?
Yeah, that's weird. How does someone go from committing crimes to getting record deals?
Right. But they took $2 million, over billions of dollars away from Kanye West ass, and he didn't say shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was voicing his opinion on what he was going through with these motherfuckers. He didn't say we gonna kill these motherfuckers. He didn't say that shit. He didn't chase nobody down the goddamn street. He didn't have no criminal motherfucking record. This man went to college. This man was a musical genius. This man did what he had to do while everybody called him crazy and made himself the richest black man in America. A rapper and a producer, the richest black man in America. And they took it all from him over a statement. Now, check this shit out. We know who took the money from him, right? We know who took the money from Kanye, right? We already know. But check this out. Who was running that record label and shit? Who was running that record label? For New Kids on the Block. Them same people. And they ain't said a goddamn word. And matter of fact, when he got out of jail, he started Marky Mark and the Funky Brunch. This good vibrations. This a sweet sensation.
Yo, I'm
good vibrations. Dressing like a nigga. Dressing like a nigga. Dancing like a nigga. Having his swag like a nigga. But hate niggas. I'm going to find you the clip. I'm going to get the clip where he says, I'm an Irishman and I never want to be an African. And he said, these motherfuckers don't know where they come from. Looked the camera right in the eye and said it. But you know what? Why that good vibrations, that sweet sensation, got niggas all in the video dancing for this motherfucker. Dancing for this motherfucker. After what he did, these niggas sat there, these broke, dumbass motherfucking niggas got there and was dancing for this son of a bitch. 2017, Marky Mark was the richest and the highest paid actor in America, if not the world. 2017, the richest, the most paid actor in the country. How does that happen? And who was paying them? Who was paying them? Who was paying them? Them same motherfuckers. Them same ones. Them same people. Who read that record label when it was New Edition? I mean, when it was New Kids on the Block. Them same people. Who ran the record record label when he was Marky Mark in a Funky Bunch. Them same people. Them same people. How soon do we forget? How easy it is for us to forget. How easy it for us to forget. It's the good vibrations. And that shit was whack. And guess what? He was nominated for Grammys. What they did to Will Smith? You can't bring your black ass here for another fucking 10 years, nigga. You can't bring your ass here for another 10 years. But Marky Walberg got nominated for numerous Grammys. Numerous years. And won some of them. And won some. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. You remember that? Y'all remember that shit? You remember Marky Mark with the Calvin Klein? Stop it.
I was literally.
Stop it.
I was going to mention that.
Stop it.
Like I think he's actually one of the first people who ever like really like went into time, like was like Billboard for Times Square like that too. I'm not quite sure if I remember that correctly.
Yep. See that shit? How is he allowed to do all of this and still make motherfucking money? And still make the motherfucking money. Because I make the money, never have to run. How the song go? I make the money, never have to run.
I just can't believe I never heard about this though.
I heard about it a long time ago. I've been heard about this shit. I've been knew about this. I remember when it happened.
But I'm just saying, like you know how like Benzino be going at Eminem and all that, you know, trying to expose Eminem. Why not?
Benzino from Boston.
But that's what I'm saying, and they're from the same town. Like I don't get it.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And what else he did? He said, if it wasn't Buju Banton, that's who did the Boom Bye Bye song. Was it Boom Bye?
Yeah.
That wasn't Buju Banton. It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was Buju Banton.
Yeah, absolutely.
They took that nigga right off the air.
I mean,
I had the record. It's like, no support, no nasty, no more. Yeah, he did.
Buju also went to jail. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's too.
And guess what? Marky Mark said, yeah, I agree with that shit. We need to fuck them up. That's what Marky Mark said. That's what Marky Mark said for the LGBTQ community. When you look at Mark Walberg, when you go pay for a Mark Wahlberg song, just remember that pay for a Mark Wahlberg movie. You make sure you remember what he said should happen to you. That people should chase you down and kill you. That's what he said. That's what he said. And now you know what? Guess what? This son of a bitch had the nerve to want to get a pardon. He wanted to get a pardon. A pardon from his crimes. The only one forgive them was that old Vietnamese motherfucker.
And see, and that's what makes me mad is because he has money, he could probably get it. But normally because you pled guilty, you're not supposed to get no pardons. You know what I'm saying?
And still kept doing the shit. And still saying hateful shit to people. Still doing it. That shit is fucking insane. And the whole time dressed like a nigga. The whole time. The whole time.
Hold on. And had a funky bunch.
Yup. Now, the Walberg, the Vietnamese dude, people say he blinded him, but the man lost his eye in fighting against the communist Vietnam. He fought side by side with America against his own people. And to come here and live, and have a motherfucking chase him down, have a little fucking piece of shit little kid chase him down the street and hit him in the face and hit him with a stick like he's a dog. Calling him all types of names. Fuck out of here. And I did some Irish motherfuckers to hop up on this motherfucker and say, well, we like that bullshit. Y'all play that shit and think niggas don't know. I know, motherfucker. Your parents knew too and told you.
I mean, but here's the thing though. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people who have been exposed, who exposed their hands. But the only one who's get like canceled, and it happens financially, as far as like canceled, like, you know, for real canceled, not no like R. Kelly canceled, like where he said he canceled, but people still listen to him, like how Nick Cannon was about to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only when you speak about them is when
R. Kelly didn't go down until his sales went down.
No, I'm saying like.
Because those people wasn't done collecting that money from him.
Right, but look, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I mentioned Nick Cannon, because like they took all types of shows from him. I mean, he got him back, but look what he had to do. That's what I'm saying. Like you can say, people can say, but you just can't talk about them.
But it's the same motherfuckers.
But listen,
I can't wait to Nagy do his video. Y'all go subscribe right now to Nagy Springfield. I can't wait to Nagy do that fucking video. I can't wait.
You mean the
yeah.
Anti-Defamation League? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I want to play. Yeah, I hear you, Nagy.
Yeah, the ADL. Yeah, the ADL.
And Seven said, if he did that in this cultural era, though, do you think it would have played out the same way? Hell, motherfucking yeah. Hell, motherfucking yeah, it would have played out the same goddamn way. Because they was doing the same goddamn shit back then. I didn't even make the video on Professor Griff yet. Do you know who Professor Griff is? Seven, if you can hear me, do you know who Professor Griff is?
Oh, my bad. Who me? Yeah, like from
I put the link back.
From Public Enemy.
Right. You remember what happened to him?
I mean, he was a couple of times. The more recently is when he was with Nick Cannon with Nick Cannon on it when Nick Cannon, this shit happened with Nick Cannon. He was there.
Right, because it was done to him. Now, the same people that allow, all right, let's back in there. The same people that allow black people to make music and say the N-word in it, the same people that allow black people to talk about killing other motherfuckers and killing each other and shit like that, these the same motherfuckers, but say something about them. Professor Griff said something about them people, and guess what? He was out the group. Out the group ASAP in a blink of an eye. Never to be seen again. And when the next time you heard about fucking Professor Griff? You heard about that motherfucker 20 goddamn something years later on goddamn YouTube talking about some conspiracy shit. Only way he could have made money. Doing those bullshit blackity black lectures. Conspiracy theory shit. That's what he was reduced to. They said get rid of this nigga. And the whole time, Flavor Flav smoking more crack than a motherfucker. More than Clarence Thomas, motherfucking Charlie Sheen, and all the motherfucking Joe Biden's son and all that shit put together.
Don't do that. Come on now. Like
hey, buddy. I've seen Flavor Flav in New York City high as a kite while skateboarding at 3 in the morning with the clock and everything, wearing some motherfucking pajamas. 3 in the fucking morning high as a kite in pajamas with that stupid ass clock around his neck. But they allow that motherfucker to stay in the group. And look how they make a fool of him. They do him like they did Biillions and Howard Stern. That's how they do him. They do that nigga like Biillions. And that got him, another dude got him, that motherfucker. Like he retarded. Dude, just like that. But Marky Mark is allowed to chase black people down the street, call them niggas and say we gonna fucking kill them. Tell these Vietnamese motherfuckers, we gonna kill your fucking ass. Hit them in the fucking face with a fucking stick. And this motherfucker get out in 45 goddamn days from an attempted murder charge. And allowed to get endorsements by Calvin Klein. Cross Colors. Of all companies. Cross Colors? Cross Colors? Cross Colors was about bringing different racial groups together. And they endorsed this son of a bitch. Got this motherfucker dancing like niggas and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they've had to have, like, at least try to keep that shit hidden for it because no one heard about it, and especially for
everybody heard about it.
I didn't hear about it. Okay, I didn't hear about
I'm 47. I grew up on that shit. When I was in middle school, New Kids in the Block was popping.
No,
everybody. I'm
talking about him. I'm talking about the hate crime and shit like that. I had not heard about it at all. Like I said, I had heard about, his brother, and I had heard he had that, and like some other, like I never heard that.
His brother tried to burn down the whole goddamn fucking hotel and got away with it. Had the goddamn gasoline, but to burn the whole goddamn hotel to the fucking ground. And they let this motherfucker go. Just like they let Mark go. I gotta find the shit. I gotta find the shit. Hold on. I have to find the shit when he says I'm Irishman and never ever want to be an African. With a nigga swag. With a nigga swag with the Celtics hat on and all that shit. With the nigga swag. Look at the motherfucking camera right in the face. And why not? And why not? But they can put out shit where motherfuckers talking about every year. Right after this show, I'm about to do a show on Axl Rose. You remember Axl Rose? What Axl Rose did, 7? You remember what Axl Rose did? Yo, go look. I pulled the trigger on the screen to get ready for it. Look at the thumbnail. That was a tour t-shirt in '87 with a raped woman on it. They got a woman that's raped. That was on the back of the fucking t-shirt. With a woman with her panties pulled down. Raped, beat up in an alley. That was a tour t-shirt. And this motherfucker making songs. And guess what? I just sit making a song from YouTube. It's on their YouTube channel. Guns N' Roses got their own YouTube channel. That bitch got 7 million. That song got about 7 million fucking plays on that motherfucker. They making money to this day. The label and Axl Rose is making money to this fucking day off that racist song. Ain't nobody saying shit. The nigga on tour right now in Japan. I just looked up the tour dates and shit. The niggas are still touring. How many albums they done made after that song? And it wasn't until they came out with a box set that they decided, yo, we're not gonna put that song on the box set. But you can go buy the album and shit and the motherfucker on there. Even allow black people to say all types of racist shit about white people. He couldn't say nothing about them, though. Can't say shit about them. They allow it. They the ones that helped destroy the black community. They helped destroy it. I tell you all the time, I said Afrocentrism has in hip-hop music, merge with Afrocentricism, that was worse than crack. That was worse than crack. Next thing, I'm never scared to think speak my mind. I'll address that motherfucker right here. Said, Neggy, true. Me neither, but we don't have as much to lose as these extremely wealthy celebrities. Yeah. With Kanye West ain't give a fuck. That's a real nigga right there. I would be the same way, like, fuck you niggas, these motherfucking crackers, these motherfucking money. And like I said, a lot of wealthy people will tell you, say, this money ain't shit. This shit don't make you happy, none of that shit. This nigga went from $6 billion to $400 million within a day or two. Within a day or two. And he said it. God did this. God made this happen to humble me. He made this happen. And guess what else he said recently? He had one of them people as his doctor, as his physician, and they misdiagnosed him and would have had him on this medication. And he said, for what I just did, what the media saw me do, I was just one pill switch away from being Prince and Michael Jackson. Just one pill away from being Prince and Michael Jackson. Ain't that the truth? Look at Prince. Prince did on Kanye West. Michael Jackson did on Kanye West. Look what they did to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, remember when Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC? Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC. They're like, nah, nigga, you ain't get that motherfucker. Bill Cosby was like, oh, you got this racist ass Rascals, fucking Little Rascals ass fucking TV show. Nigga, he brought all the rights to that shit. Michael Jackson was doing the same shit. Oh, you racist motherfuckers. Nah, I'm buying the shit. Who was that? Chris Rock? Who the fuck said that shit? He said, motherfuckers want to talk about Mike. Said, Mike will buy all you broke ass motherfuckers. You say what you want about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson will buy all you broke ass motherfuckers. And they killed that man. They try to demonize that man and say he was a goddamn child molester and all this shit. Now check this out about Axl Rose. Who know about Slash and for you know the song that Seven. You know the song that Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses played called "One in a Million." Not the Aaliyah song. That's just kind of strange that Aaliyah made a song called the same thing. But the song "One in a Million" said, "Police and niggers, stay out of my way. I don't want to buy your gold chains today." Talking about homosexuals. Talking about immigrants. Stay the fuck up out my face. And the song was allowed to stay on the track, to stay on the album. And guess what? Slash is multiracial. Slash's mama, the guitarist Slash, his mama is black and his daddy's a British. And you know what that motherfucker said? You know what that cooling ass motherfucking nigga said? He said, well, I grew up and stuff, and I just stayed out the way of all of that. You know, I picked up my guitar. And so I understand where he's coming from. I grew up around in multiracial kids in an era where it wasn't cool to be multiracial. You got picked up. You might as well have been Chinese or Mexican in school. When I grew up, we had no Hispanics in the school. It was either black or white. You had like one Asian and like one Hispanic. We had one Mexican motherfucker in the whole school. Mexican, just one. And it wasn't until I was in high school that I saw maybe another Asian and maybe another 4 or 5 Hispanics. Maybe a few Puerto Ricans or something. Because all the Puerto Ricans lived in the ghetto. They lived in the suburbs. Only middle-class blacks, middle-class whites, and upper-class whites. Feel what I'm saying? So this shit is crazy. So Axl Rose, bitch ass, right? Basically was like trying to stay out of it. That nigga just play the guitar, nigga. Play the guitar. And guess what? Axl Rose went to go work with Michael Jackson. He went to go work with Michael. Now, I'm just saying this shit for the show. I'm doing the show right after this. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to do the show afterwards. Back on my Walberg ass. Wait, let me find this shit on this motherfucker. He had all these goddamn endorsements after chasing motherfucking niggas down in the street. Children, chasing black children down in the street. And these niggas had the nerve to get up on a fucking music video and dance with this motherfucker. Trying to find. Maybe I got it on my phone. Hey, y'all still with me? Y'all still with me or no? Oh, for everybody don't speak?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm here.
All right, we're ready to cut somebody out. Ready, cut somebody ass out, goddamn it.
No, I don't want to get you any more riled up than you already are. But my internet might be.
Nah, it's all good, nigga. I'm just playing with y'all.
Yeah, but I just well.
That nigga like fuck that shit. Hey, put me in that shit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, because I keep getting this thing that says my internet isn't working. That's really weird, or something on StreamYard. But
I don't say it might be warning you about his. I'm not.
I don't know. I don't know what it is because it's just weird. But so how have you been?
I've been good. Yeah, this is like I said. I this is it's been strange. I can't call Kanye. This is not out of the norm for him. Um, and I also would like people to understand the difference
Yeah.
between what you say, Negi.
I was just gonna say that with Kanye it's just weird because the guy he's got things that he does that don't entirely make sense, and his behavior is not normal. I mean, it's never been normal.
Well, it's
like that. But I'm back.
okay.
Check this out. I found it.
Oh yeah, well welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And also too, I wanted to also say as well, like this is also a fine example of what people can also learn about, what you have your net worth and your I forget what the other term is, but basically, just because you're
Oh
worth
shoot! Look,
God.
look at that. Tell me he's not trying to be. Look at what they're wearing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
for
wow,
real.
is
They
that it? Oh my
clearly
God,
got.
that's a throw. That's a throw all the way back.
They got that idea from black people.
Yep.
Oh, you can't see it.
Absolutely. Go ahead,
yeah, that was
Nick.
crazy. You can't, you can't see it now, but yeah, that's crazy. That definitely was. Oh yeah, now you can. They definitely got that from black people. I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. That looks like. Look at all that. Look at that.
Then you like that motherfucker look like a nigga if you ask me.
Yeah, like for real, they stole that. Look at that. It doesn't even look right. I know what I'm looking at.
White people didn't even look like that back then. White people didn't start dressing like that into motherfucking Run DMC and the Public Enemy Anthrax shit.
You see when there was more white players in the NBA. You seen how short them shorts was. Like, come on now.
Yep. And who they had? Larry Bird. Larry Bird was. I remember they made the video game back then. What was that, like 85? Larry Bird versus Dr. J. Before the game came out on game systems, they came out like on Nintendo or some bullshit like way afterwards. But I had it on my computer. It was Dr. J and Larry Bird and shit. And they had Larry Bird with a straight up white face and shit. With the old graphics and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. He had like a regular white person complexion, the rest of his body, but his face, it was just white. He had a white face. But listen what Marky Mark says. Listen.
I'm Irish American, and never would I pretend to be an African in English history lesson because you forgot where you came from.
You heard that?
Hold on, go.
I heard that.
I'm Irish American, and never would I pretend to be an African in English history lesson because you forgot where you came from.
I'm an Irish American. Never will I pretend to be.
Oh wow, yeah, I know. No, I heard exactly what he said.
With the niggas sitting right there. With the niggas sitting right there.
Yeah, but was he though? Is that who that was though?
Huh?
I said, but yeah, is that who that was though?
That was Marky Mark. That's Mark Wahlberg.
No, I'm talking about the friend. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked, he. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like Arab or something like that. Like I'm just saying, like it was like it would be cool for him to say that.
Probably Dominican and some bullshit, Puerto Rican or something. I looked up the people that was down with him when the Marky Mark shit. The people that was in the group, it was like Hispanic. It was like all Hispanics. They had a dude that looked black. There was a dude that looked black named Ace. They called him Ace or something. He died in I think 2001 or some shit like that in a car accident or some shit. But he was Dominican, and I tell you all the time about Dominicans. And don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against where nobody come from and shit. But I'm gonna tell you my experience dealing with their culture and where they come from, dealing with them. I'm going to give them my experience. What I see, I'm not saying, and I don't mean, when I talk about them, I'm not saying all of them. I got some friends that's Dominican. I got some friends that are Haitian. Now, mad cool. One of the most friendliest dudes I have ever met was Haitian. Will give his shirt off his back for anybody. And I know some Haitians that's straight piece of shit motherfuckers. I used to drive cabs and shit. And I stopped driving cabs. And I had to take the cab from the train station one day, right? And you got the cab line. And the law in Connecticut, the cab has to stay in the line. So when the people coming off the train, you can't dip out in front where they're coming out the door and be like, yo, you need a cab and shit. You have to stay parked where you are. It's like a line. And the first cab gets the first fare that comes out the door. The next person goes to the next cab, right? So I'm going to my cab, right? This motherfucker refused to take me where I had to go because there was a white man that was behind me. And he went and said, hey, over here. Over here. I'm like, motherfucker, you can't do that and shit. I spit out that motherfucking cab, everything and shit. I want to fuck that motherfucker up. Right in my face. Right in my face. And look at me like I'm the nigga. And you from a goddamn third world country. If you want to say we primitive and all this shit, nigga, you from the third world country, motherfucker. Where they don't wear shoes. Where they don't got not wear shoes. They ain't got no goddamn shoes. You from the third world country. Like I got some real good Jamaican friends and shit. But there's some piece of shit motherfucker. My boy want me to move to Jamaica. He's like, yo, man, you need to move down here. He said, fuck America. He said, move down here, bro. He said, with your skill set, they sending motherfuckers to school for shit that you already know. Ain't got the groundwork experience. He want me to move to that motherfucker. He showed me where he living at. I'm like, yo, that shit's beautiful. That nigga out in the mountains and shit chilling. That motherfucker my age and shit. That motherfucker got a 21-year-old girlfriend, motherfucker. About to marry that bitch. Want me to move there. But I know some Jamaicans look me right in my face and look at me just like some old racist white men. And you got this motherfucking nigga sitting right there, not saying a fucking thing. You know why? Because he broke. He broke. And will shuck and jive. I see the motherfuckers on the internet, on YouTube, doing the same shit. I see motherfuckers do. They get up under a nigga big channel and shit and shuck and jive. Like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Isn't that just a disgrace?
Say that again, I'm sorry, nigga.
Isn't that just a disgrace?
Yeah. Right in the motherfucker's face. And look how he talking. Teen Vid 2, 1991. Teen Vid, BMG video. That's the publishing company. They put their tag on it. This is what they was doing. shit. Remember the R. Kelly sex tape came out with the underage girl he peeing on her? You remember that shit? Everybody in the world saw that Kanye. Why ain't nobody locked up?
I wish I could blank out that memory, but yeah.
Why motherfuckers wasn't locked up for buying child porn? Every bootlegger, every video bootlegger, this was before the bootleg DVDs, you had the bootleg VHS tapes. You get your bootleg movies on the VCR tape. They had the R. Kelly sex tape with the underage girl with her peeing out. They was selling that shit for $10. Everybody was buying that shit. Ain't nobody went to jail for that motherfucking shit. Let it have been a white girl and shit he was doing that to. To this day, motherfuckers talk on the TV show, the news, the podcast, like, yeah, remember that video? And they told that they watched it. Nigga, that was child porn, motherfucker. Ain't nothing happened to nobody. Who's this up in here? Let me see who this is. Oh, this is Lil. What's up? No, what your ass know and shit? Your ass over there in England. With them funny talking motherfuckers. I know he stopped playing with you. He said, Peace Killer B, as a Caribbean myself, a lot of Dominicans are the disgrace of the Caribbean. Exactly. Just another example, call a Puerto Rican a Mexican. Or a Mexican a Puerto Rican and see how they look at you. And see how they look at you. That's like, if you call a Mexican a Puerto Rican, that's like calling a Mexican a nigga. A lot of Dominicans are straight Spanish, want to be coons. I guess that's coons. Fabulous is one of my favorite rappers. His mom's Dominican. He gets a pass from me personally, but a lot of Dominicans are straight coons. Yup. There was a one, like, motherfuckers got on me for blocking this kid the other day, right? I was like, I just don't care to hear anything he has to say, like, right? And I don't block anybody, really. Like, seriously, I don't. Unless they just, like, this super unproductive and just getting in the way, like, right? I said, it's only him. And Nagy, you know the dude I'm talking about, too. Remember the Dominican kid that was making all the racial jokes in the group chat? I did a video on it. You remember that? Nagy still with us? You also hear me?
Is that the one that I caught it?
No, I don't think you ever.
Yo,
man,
hey, Killer, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Killer, I gotta tell you what that dude did when I was in the group chat you're talking about.
All right, go ahead.
He was making fun of me for being a virgin. He was posting all this porn in there. What's a kid like that doing with porn?
Yup. With his older family members sitting right there in the chat, not saying a goddamn word.
Yeah. Most likely his family was there, and he was posting all these lewd images, and I just had to leave because it was getting to be too much. I couldn't sit there. I couldn't sit there and just look at all the stuff he was putting up on there. I was like, what's wrong with this kid? This kid has issues.
Yup. And
he was crazy. He was crazy.
I said he shouldn't be talking like this. Because somebody will catch up to him and somebody will do something to that motherfucker. Right? And his uncle supposed to be a rabbi, right? Which we know was more bullshit, right? He was in a cult. He supposed to be some rabbi. So I went to him, right? Just like how the scriptures tell you to do. I was like, yo, man, it's not a good idea to have him. That's your number. You need to tell him to chill out or take him out the group chat, period. Because they ain't nothing but a bunch of grown-ass motherfuckers up in here. And he's a kid. He's literally a kid, a child. And what did he do? That Dominican motherfucker turned that into some totally different shit. and started trying to threaten me. I'm a Trinitario. I was like, I don't give a fuck about them fucking Trinitarios, motherfucker. I said, who gives a fuck about them? Nigga, they wouldn't be no Trinitarios and motherfuckers wasn't fucking y'all up. Doing y'all dirty. Then he want to put black magic on me and shit. Then he want to do some. He want to show some guns and shit, nigga. I like, nigga, you got them pictures off the internet, nigga. Fuck out of here. But you supposed to be a rabbi. You supposed to be a priest. When I come to you to save your family member's life from getting himself involved with some shit that he probably can't get out, and somebody catch up to him. And the thanks that I got for that.
Yeah, that Dominican voodoo stuff is ridiculous.
For somebody to consider themselves an Israelite, that consider themselves a rabbi on top of that. On top of that.
Have you ever read about that Dominican voodoo stuff?
Yeah, the 21 division.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So like, it's crazy. This shit is wild, yo. How motherfuckers is and will treat a motherfucker. Wait, let's see. He say anything. All right, but how he got the building? The only way he can make some more money if he make that bitch himself. But I think that what Kanye West's plan is to get free from it, and plus it gets all.
And can I just say, like, Skechers though, like
I booted my own self out my own goddamn life.
but Skechers though.
Yeah, what about them? The shoes or what?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, people are like, Skechers won't even deal with them. Like, really, like, Skechers though, like, isn't Skechers the one that had the heat? No, maybe not, but I don't know.
No, that was Heelys. That had the wheels
No,
on the back,
I was just
and
no, I
kids
was
were
just
like getting hurt.
My bad. I got this
just
trigger
sucks,
finger
man.
on this goddamn Apple mouse.
Yeah, something is going wrong with my internet. I don't know what it is, but it sucks.
Yeah, me, I got this fucking the Apple mouse and shit. You know how you can back click and shit? Oh yeah, it's almost like a cell phone. The mouse is almost like a cell phone. They got a touch, like you can touch it don't got no buttons and shit. So it's almost you control it almost like a motherfucking
yes, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you swipe and shit and that motherfucker will go back. So I like
I think it will have to be like I would have to retrain myself to use a regular like Windows or whatever that thing is called again.
Yeah, I want to get a regular old mouse and shit. Cause that shit got like a hairline trigger. Just touch that shit the long way and shit. You like five fucking spaces back and shit. But yeah, this is crazy. I'm about to end this shit, and I'm gonna start up the Axl Rose one in about like 20 minutes, I guess. And we get on Axl Rose motherfucking ass.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. My internet still works, but yeah, I'll be there.
All right. So I thank all y'all for coming through. Hope everybody hit that goddamn like button. Shout out to all my supporters, my members, and so thank you guys for coming on the panel. Thanks everybody in the chat. And yeah, I hope y'all learned something from this. And yeah, I was aggressive as fuck tonight, and I'm gonna be wilding out on this. And this is like I said, it's gonna be crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all thought I ain't had it. You don't talk about the white people.
Well, no, that's what I was just about to say. I'm just glad you're not up here. You know what I'm saying? Going hard for that other chick, promoting that documentary that she done recycled. It's not even her original material. So I'm really glad that you're over here, you know what I'm saying, going hard for Kanye and not that. That's all.
Who the hell you talking about?
You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say her name, nor I'm not gonna even mention the Candace Owens and her fucking documentary. Like, everybody's talking about that.
Don't you talk about my homegirl.
Listen.
She's from Connecticut too, I heard. Somebody told me she's from Connecticut.
Oh, I bet she is.
Yep. She like from up north. She like northern Connecticut and shit. They ain't nothing hood about northern Connecticut and shit. That shit all like rich folks and shit. But like, I like her. She's conservative, right? But and I want to talk about this shit too before I go. But I'm gonna make another video on this shit. But
I didn't mean to get you started. I didn't
mean to get you started. Stupid ass shit. And they trying to make people choose sides, but just because somebody's on that side, they want to support everything that they do. Right? So with this Kyrie Irving stupid motherfucker promoting that stupid ass book, right? The motherfucker, what nigga what we said this shit that was? Fucking rice farmer to motherfucking midget wrestling. But Negroes to Hebrews or whatever the fuck, right? And they say, oh, he got a right to do that and put that up and all that shit, right? But I was like, do you realize really what he's promoting? Do you know what he's promoting? He's promoting the death of you. Then I asked the motherfuckers, could Osama bin Laden go on the radio and just say what the fuck you want to say and shit? About putting motherfuckers to death and everything? Y'all be cool with that?
I mean, he kind of did though, like, cause like right before, he had, you know, they had just did that interview with I forget, like some news report or whatever went over there into one of them tents, and they had like he kind of did
shit like that. But I'm talking about like if somebody got on a public airwave and say, yo, we need to start killing all these motherfuckers right here. Like, people think free speech, but free speech ain't completely free speech. You can't say any motherfucking thing.
Correct. Well, no, again, you can, but you just gotta know the consequence. If you know, are you going to be able to endure the consequences?
If you come out there saying, "Yo, everybody, let's go out and kill all police officers," they come to lock your bitch ass up.
Of course.
You can't say anything about no goddamn free speech. And that's basically what that movement promotes. And you're getting more people into it. You're exposing it to more people. And the people don't know quite what it is. The people that are promoting it don't even know what it is.
Well, and
showing Alex Jones shit. Like, who the fuck listen to goddamn Alex Jones? Like, seriously.
But that's why they don't want to. That's why they don't want to teach critical race theory in schools, because then you have all these white people or these white kids experiencing all this white guilt, and then, you know, it's tugging at, you know, they're you know, and I don't know if we're talking about the same thing right now.
But guilt, like, so fucking what? That's the goddamn truth.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like without that's what the critical race theory is supposed to promote. Is supposed to, you know, have an outlet so there's not these feelings. But, you know, not everybody agrees with that teaching, because people want to just keep things quiet, and it's, you know.
But the white people teaching kids that black motherfuckers is niggas, and the black people teaching their kids and shit that the white man is the devil. So it's an educator's responsibility to teach the kids the truth about the history.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like here, let me hold on. Let me just say this though, because, you know, when we had the whole COVID thing, and, you know, my daughter was in the first grade, and they were learning about like ancient Egypt, and because it's COVID, I'm sitting right there with my daughter, and the teacher's like, you know, the male were the pharaohs, and my daughter was, because, you know, she's like, there were female pharaohs too, and the teacher was like, there wasn't, it was a different time, and I'm like, amen. Amen. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these teachers don't be knowing a lot of shit either too, and then they misfeed a lot of miseducation, and then, you know, yeah.
I think the thing with, if I remember, I got in a discussion years ago. This is before I think even Nagy came around in Tour Nights with this Moorish dude, and that came up. And what I found, if I remember right, it was a woman pharaoh, but it was because
no. You want to have
her
this?
son was too young or some
No,
shit like that.
there was a lot more than one. A lot more than one. We'll talk about that later. There's a lot but we can go there. There's a lot more than one.
I might have to hit your ass in the head and shit on that.
Nah.
Yeah, woman pharaoh. Yeah, woman pharaoh sounds way before my time. I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
Y'all do know that. Oh wow. Y'all do know that it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, we'll have this conversation later because it's crazy.
Yeah. Let me go so I can get the next show prepared, and I can take a little breather.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My goddamn voice, I mean, yelling, motherfucker, cuss some motherfuckers out.
Yeah. Just like back in the day, doing the yelling thing. I can't do that though. I'm in a room. I'm yelling already. You know.
Yep. I know my neighbors like, what the fuck that nigga doing in the house? Because you can hear everything out here and shit. Like you can hear motherfuckers talking in the house and everything. And shit. It means it's so quiet out here.
Yeah. They probably think you're back on your good old grind.
Yeah. This motherfucker got goddamn hostages in the motherfucking house. We got goddamn hostages in there. But yeah, once again, y'all, I thank everybody for hanging out with me and stuff. Catch me back in about 20 minutes and stuff. I'll be back on here. All right? I'm Killer B, the Witchfinder General. You got a witch. Burn their asses up. Like, share, subscribe, goddamn.
Yep.